Hey everybody, it's Danielle Damianov with Wind Down Wednesday, and I am here with Angie Guillette. She is an amazing real estate agent with local real estate. She also has a really great team behind her, including her husband, Jeremy. She works in all of Southwest Florida. But we are here today to talk about the place, which in my opinion is one of the most exciting communities that we have. And she lives in the place, so she can give us some insider tips on what it's like to live there. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. And I just, I'm so excited to kind of hear not only about the real estate market in the place, but a little bit about what it's like to live in the place.
Yes, so it is actually as fun as it seems to live in the place. We are a very active and fun community. There's a lot of social aspects to being in here, and it has been really fun enjoying the growth of the community. We've got 1,325 homes total when it's all built out. So Pulte is down to their last 10 lots to be able to build on. They still will be releasing some specs throughout the year. So there's still some opportunities to build in here, but they are going away very quickly. And Lennar sold out probably, gosh, it's been a while now, 6 or 7 months since Lennar has had any options. So we're getting down to the end.
So there's two builders in there. We have Pulte and we have Lennar. And then for everybody that doesn't know where the place is, it is in Estero. It's down Corkscrew. So a little bit east, right?
Yep, we're about 8 or 9 miles east of the interstate, so past Alico Road, and we are seeing a ton of growth out in this way. So, and I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit more, but this is was the furthest east, and it is no longer. So what's awesome is Camerata Companies, which is who actually developed the community. They just had a lot of vision, and they just keep bringing amenities that are bigger and better. So the place is kind of one of those. We've got a restaurant, we've got the Bourbon Bar, we actually have, some people don't know this, we have an awesome 2-story facility where you can exercise, and you can actually leave your kids for an hour. We have a daycare center that that is in there as part of your HOA, as part of your HOA fees. So
that's
pretty great.
Awesome.
Yes.
So babysitting while you're at the gym, which I know when my kids were little, that was one of the, you have to make sure you go to a gym with daycare or else.
Absolutely. I know. I thought that was so cool. And I mean, my kids obviously don't need it anymore, but I would have been a sucker for that when my kids were younger, for sure.
Definitely. And I've been in there. There's a little cafe off to the side, right? Can you get smoothies and stuff like that?
Yeah, so we've got a little cafe with sundries, so you can get coffees, you can have breakfast, you can have lunch. They've got cocktails, it's right there by the pool. We've got ice cream, treats. It's also used as a meeting area. We've got a little take and leave library in there. So truly anything you could possibly want. I mean, living in the place, we laugh all the time because we already live in Southwest Florida where people want a vacation, but living in the place, you actually you do kind of feel like you're on vacation.
Yeah, and you really don't have to leave. You have everything right there, and you're living. It's like going back to college. You're living with all your friends.
Exactly.
And I do have to say the pool area is, spectacular. Water slide. We're going to show everybody a couple of pictures in a minute. And stay until the end of this video. We do have a sneak peek of another amazing community that is going to be coming up. So I know the place is sold out. There are some resales. Obviously, they do have 10 lots left, as you said. Tell me a little bit about the Bourbon Bar. What time does that close?
So the Bourbon Bar is open till 11 on the weekends. So I think they're only open till the 11 now, but cool little place where you can hang out. It's right off of the restaurant. There's a fire pit outside where you can hang out. And then oftentimes they bring in some live acoustic musicians. So we have an activities director who lives here. And so we'll have, I think in 2 weeks, we have DJ Juan coming. He'll be DJing outside at the pool.
Oh my God.
I was showing a couple in here one time, and we went to have a drink at the outdoor restaurant, and they were teaching people line dancing. So they're always looking to find ways to bring fun stuff in and, just keep people engaged in the community. And like anything, like we always say, there's a ton to do here if you want to. And if you don't want to, you don't have to.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's another good point to bring up. You're really, even though it does seem, far. You're not
Yeah.
that far. You have Miramar outlets right there. You know, your minutes to also Coconut Point. So
Yeah.
there's so much to do at your community, but there's also a lot to do once you get into the Estero area, not far from the airport. So there's really a lot. I mean, Estero has been growing as well, so a lot to do. I think the floor plans and the aesthetic look of the homes are awesome, perfect
Yeah.
for, you know, any vacation home renter, or not renter, but buyer.
Yeah.
Looking for a 3-2 all the way up to huge, you know, 5-6 bedroom homes. So you have a lot of variety in the place also.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit. Okay, we're going to show some pictures in a minute, but I want
Great.
to talk about the new community that's coming up that will have more availability. And is it just across the street from the place? Is it a little bit more north?
Yeah, so it's about a quarter to a half a mile east. So it's just a little bit further east on Corkscrew. And it is another Camerata company's community. So very similar. We're kind of calling it our sister community because it has the same developer and the same builders. So Lennar and Pulte are both building in there. And we are excited about this new opportunity to continue to see Estero grow. So that's going to be a monster neighborhood, 2,400 homes eventually.
So yours is the place is how many?
1325 when it's done.
Wow, so it's almost double what.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. It is going to be absolutely incredible.
So now have they broke ground yet, or when are they?
Yep. So they broke ground. They opened for sales back in October. So when you drive in there, they're well into phase one. I'm not sure how many total houses Lennar has sold, but they're probably, I'm going to guess, at least over 100. The first set of people just started moving in like the last, 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh,
so there are people living in there full time. They have just broken ground on the first part of the amenities complex. So I think we're going to probably show a picture, but the amenities are going to be what we have never seen before here in Southwest Florida. They actually are building an indoor court athletic facility that's going to have indoor pickleball, indoor tennis, indoor basketball. It's pretty exciting. So they've officially broke ground on that. They've got the pickleball courts laid. So probably realistically 12 to 18 months from that first amenities to be open. But they are moving right along, and Pulte is building as well. They just have a different build process. So they've sold less homes. They're releasing less lots, but you build from dirt with Pulte, whereas Lennar is releasing everything currently as of this time as spec homes.
You never know.
In 6 weeks, it could be different, but.
Right. So this is first quarter 2022 for anybody that might be watching this video after first quarter 2022. Because
you can't hold me to what's happening today. It will be different. I guarantee it. Yes.
Exactly. I'm sure it will be. So I have to say, in Verdana Village, one of the most, first of all, the sports court's awesome. The pool looks like Miami style with like cabanas. That's totally my style.
It does.
So it looks like it's going to be just incredible.
Yeah, it's going to be great. They're also going to have, a restaurant. They're going to also have a cafe. So they're going to have a lot of similar things. So like I said, Camerata just keeps pumping it up. They kind of started with Corkscrew Shores, which had a restaurant without being a country club. Then we've got the place, which kind of pumped it up a little more. And now Verdana Village, I feel like they're pumping it up, even more. And one exciting thing about the Verdana is they actually are going to have a commercial component. So yes, we're only 8 miles from 75, but a Publix is going to be part of that commercial development. So those of us that live on this east side of Corkscrew now are super excited. And that's probably also about 12 to 18 months away. But there's going to have, it's going to also have restaurants and other out parcels. So we're super excited that that's approved and on the books and officially coming.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm so excited for that community to start, to see it all come together. And honestly, I have been in so many parts of Florida, and I can tell you, I don't know of another area in Florida that has this spectacular of a community. I personally know Camerata Group, and they're local here, right? So they're from, I believe, Ohio, but they're actually like living here. So it's not some national, developer from California that's trying to build. they're in our community and they, they see what we need. And I don't know of any other area in Florida that is doing, something like this, aside from like the high rises in Miami. I know that they have a lot of really cool stuff, but
yeah, but they're really bringing, the Southwest Florida lifestyle. And, that's really what we promote is, living joy in Southwest Florida. We are lucky to live here, and they are just really making it easy to do that with the neighborhoods and the communities that they're developing. It's cool. They've actually won awards. They really are also trying to be good stewards of the land.
right.
The reality is we continue to take land from wildlife, but they've actually won awards for the ways that they're developing their communities. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. So just before we get into some of the pictures, starting price at Verdana, what are they starting at today, first quarter 2022?
Yes. So obviously it depends on which builder you go with. So when you're looking at Lennar's, basically they release homes every week, a certain number of homes, and they release at a starting price. And those starting prices are in the mid to upper 400s.
Okay.
But then it's all a bid process. So they're
it's
not selling in the mid 400s.
Got it.
The prices are starting in the mid 400s. And obviously, if anybody's interested, I'm happy to have a conversation and talk a little bit more about how that's happening and what we're seeing with the customers that we have pending in there. And then for Pulte, their process is a little different. So with Pulte, you kind of figure out what floor plan you want. They have floor plans that start in the 400s and go up depending on how big you want, how much space. And then with Pulte, you really have to figure out your floor plan, what kind of structural upgrades you want to make, what changes you want to make. And then finding a lot. And the lot, the lot prices vary based on the size of the lot, the location of the lot, the exposure of the lot.
Right.
So, realistically, first quarter of 2022, realistically mid fives.
Okay. Okay. So I will say, being there, being in the know, Angie has there's been buyers that have been wanting to get into the place. I can personally attest to this, that were not able to, and she found them a property because, there are going to be, and I want to say on the mortgage aspect of everything, rates, let's be honest, are up as well. So if we take a buyer that was pre-approved last year at this time, waiting for their home to be built, and they were borderline on their debt to income ratio, and now these rates are about a point, sometimes a point and a quarter higher than where they were this time last year, that can make somebody not qualify. Plus with the pandemic and everything else, they could have lost. So there are people under contract that may not be able to purchase. With Angie being in the community and in the know, she gets a lot of firsthand knowledge. So all of her contact information is in the video. So if you want to talk to her about, buying in the place or buying in Verdana Village or anywhere in Southwest Florida, you can definitely contact her. But let's just show a couple of pictures of the place. So
Great.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So tell us what this is.
Yeah, so this is our restaurant called the Barefoot Bar and Grill. So this is, you can see we've got the tables. So the pool is actually off to the right over there where the chairs are. So we have an outdoor bar and table area, and then we have a full restaurant inside, and then the bourbon bar is inside of this building as well. Yeah. So beautiful. It's great. Yep. And then basically, if you're at the pool, you eat outside. If you're not at the pool, you can eat inside or outside.
So I want to show this is the fitness center, right?
This is the pool. Oh, this is a fitness center. Yep. So this is our 2-story fitness center. It overlooks the pool. It's a pretty awesome view. It doesn't get much better than that. Looking at the beautiful resort style pool and palm trees. So,
and I will say that this picture makes it look a little bit smaller than it really is. When you walk in there, like the feel of it is just a lot.
And you can see this picture is even cut off, so it even goes a little to the side. And then, we haven't really talked about this much, but in the middle of those 2 waterfalls, we have our water slide. So that is something that's kind of fun here. that we've
And a
got.
fire
And we do
pit.
have cabanas outside by the pool area. We've got the fire pit. There's an extra, bathrooms outside. We do have a little splash pad for kids. There's a hot tub. We've got a beach volleyball court. So
Oh my
there's
gosh.
lots of fun stuff happening out here. Yes.
And basketball, because my son goes there all the time to play with his
Yes.
friend, and they're always playing basketball at the basketball court. And
Yes, I don't even
also
think I gave you pictures of, we have a full-time rackets, we have a pickleball pro, we have a tennis pro, we've got lots of pickleball courts, very active tennis and pickleball programs, bocce. I mean, we have food trucks every Tuesday. I mean, there's a lot happening. There's a dog park. Sometimes people
That's what I
forget
was
about
just
the
gonna
dog
say.
park.
Yeah, the dog
Yes.
park. If you have a dog, definitely need it as well. I know,
Yes.
yeah, that's one of the things that we were, hoping to have, but this
Yeah.
is sports complex at Verdana Village. So I don't have a lot of the pictures downloaded.
Yes.
At the end of this video, we are going to showcase some of the amenities more at Verdana Village. So you'll see that afterwards, but just want to show, this is the sports court. I mean, it's huge.
Huge. Yeah. Yeah. Amenities are going to be huge there. And, the neighborhood is larger. So they're actually, they've proposed 2 additional amenity campuses that are going to take place in this neighborhood. So they'll have the main facility right here in the middle, which is what this picture is us. And then they're saying they're going to have a west amenities complex and an east amenities complex that will also each have a pool, because this neighborhood it's big. It's a lot of land. Yeah.
And this right here, that indoor, sports court. I mean, it's 4 pickleball courts and
Yeah.
inside, and then it's got the volleyball and everything else, right?
Yeah, it's got everything. And it's, that is just not something that we have here. I'm a lifelong tennis player. So I grew up, belonging to tennis clubs. And, in Florida, if the weather's bad, which we're lucky, it's usually not.
True.
But you don't
Although
have
I get
anywhere,
a
you don't have
sweater.
anywhere to go. So like in the summertime, like I'm expecting that those courts will be super full in the summertime because people will be able to still play in the afternoon instead of having to just do it in the morning before we get our tropical rain.
Right. So yeah, no, we'll have everything in the video at the end and the links and all of Angie's information. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for being on here and giving those insider tips of living in the place. I know it's awesome. I have friends that live in there as well. And
Yeah.
it's a fun time. I mean, they're not wanting to go out anymore.
I mean, truly, we don't have to leave.
Yeah,
You don't want to.
You got your little golf
Take
cart.
your golf cart. You just drive in your little golf cart up to the restaurant and the bourbon
Yeah.
bar, and you can hang out all day and have whatever you might like there, and somebody to cook and then clean up your dishes.
Exactly. So if anybody's looking for, any information or wants to talk to Angie about buying, listing, renting, selling, whatever, all of her information will be in here. If anybody needs a mortgage, call me, Danielle Damianov. My information is in here as well. And check out the links in this video about Verdana Village and the place. And be sure to call Angie, not just in the place in Verdana Village, but we just did a deal in the Cape. So,
Yes.
all of Southwest Florida, like I said, she has a really great team behind her. But come on down to Southwest Florida, where it's at.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much
Thank you so much. It was really fun, and cheers to you.
Cheers. Wind Down Wednesday.
Wind Down Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye-bye.